Good morning, cooperative study students, SoA+D professors, as well as our notable visitors from the design professions and live stream participants on Facebook and YouTube. A very warm welcome to Co-op Showcase Talks 2021 ค่ะ in collaboration with the Media Lab and Sparking Unit. On behalf of the Co-op Study Program, School of Architecture and Design KMUTT, now let me introduce myself. I'm Assistant Professor Walairat Kasemsin, or Ajanti, and I'll be moderating the discussion today. This morning's agenda will include first, the announcement and presentation of the winners of the Co-op Experience Talks. Second is an experience share by our three guests from both the academic and professional sectors. And finally, there will be a dialogue regarding experience with co-op study at SoA+D. And to help everyone understand the broad pictures of the co-op study program, Ajahn Jittikon Sunthon Saratun, the coordinator of the cooperative study program, will discuss the program's background. Good morning ค่ะอาจารย์จิตติกร
Good morning ครับ Okay, so I'm going to start my presentation to introduce you about the co-op study at SoA+D ครับ Okay, welcome again to our SoA+D co-op showcase. This year is the first year that we're going to do the things online. Okay, I'm a little bit excited also that we're going to have all these sessions. First of all, I'm going to introduce you to the co-op study at SoA+D. Okay,ครับ. This one is the slide that to introduce you. Okay, cooperative study is a part of the way that we prepare the student for graduate. Usually, for professional degree, the program or the curriculum will prepare the student before they graduate to become the profession. So there are sort of three main methods in doing the professional experience preparation. Okay, the first thing that maybe all of us quite familiar with that is the internship. Okay, and the next one is the co-op study or cooperative study, and the last one that become something more popular now is the WIL or work integrated learning. All these three kind of process usually used to prepare the student to be ready to become a professional when they graduate. Okay, and usually it's going to be done quite nearly the time that student going to finish their degree. Okay, at SoA+D in the past we used the internship program, but nowadays we change into the co-op study, which is much more better and more detailed in terms of the information. Okay, let's look at the co-op study at SoA+D now. Co-op study at SoA+D usually will be part of the curriculum as a one subject or one course with worth 6 credits. Okay, and usually in our program, almost all the program will have this kind of course, either architecture, interior architecture, or communication design. And our new program, which is landscape architecture, we also have this course for co-op study in our curriculum. Typically, co-op study will require students to do the work 640 hours or about 4 months and be at the professional environment for at least 12 weeks. The normal period of doing the co-op study usually between June to September, which means the end of the second semester of normally the last year is a 4th year in terms of 5-year program, or third year in terms of 4-year program. Okay, and that's going to run through the mid semester of the last year of the student. Okay, with the co-op study, usually we have the main objective that firstly we're going to have the student to have chance to work in a professional environment before they graduate. This one is a common objective of the program that preparing students to give them the experience, and this one is the minimum, which usually in the internship. But for the co-op study, we're going to add more than that in order to make it more preparation of the student to become best professional when they graduate. So they should receive the experience on the professional work that relate to their program of study in the field or work area that they are interested. Because in one program or in one curriculum, there are many type of work or many variety of work that students may be interested in some and maybe not interested in other. So they may choose to go to do professional experience in some specific area. Okay. The process of co-op study usually involve with the 3 parties. Of course, the student are the ones who need to be trained or need to be gain the experience. The school part, or we call the advisor, which are the lecturer or the person at the school that will help the process of learning of students at the company going along. And for the company, usually the company going to provide a supervisor or supervisors to help the student while they are working at the company to help them to gain the experience that they want to achieve the goal that we identify in the first place, which means not only they're going to have the experience in working in the professional environment, they must gain the experience on the topic or on the area that they want to know or they interest to be go when they're going to graduate to become the professional either architects or interior architects or communication designer or something like that. Okay. The process of co-op study in School of Architecture typically have the 3 stages. Okay, the pre-co-op period, the co-op period, and the post-co-op period. The pre-co-op period usually are the period that students try to find out the place to work with assistance of the advisor in order that students can find out what they want first, find out what they want and they want to practice or interest area. That's the first thing. And after they found out what they want to do or they want to gain experience already, they can start applying the company, which is a part of the company that they're going to open for the student to work as the co-op study program. And also the part of school and advisor going to prepare the student to work as a professional by having some kind of the training or some kind of the guideline. Okay, that's the pre-co-op process. And when ready in the starting of June, we're going to start the co-op period. Students going to work in the professional environment. During the time that they work, they should gain the experience and knowledge that they want to be practiced while they are working. And after they finish the co-op period, they're going to come back to the school. At this time, we're going to ask them to sharing their experience or sharing their knowledge. By asking them to sharing the experience or sharing knowledge that they have worked, that's going to show that how success of the program have done and what students have learned during the time 4 months that they are with the company. Okay, all the whole process we are doing by using a lot of short activity or process go along through the pre-co-op to the post-co-op, while Doing this, we're going to ensure that students will gain the experience in professional area that they want properly. Okay, the process that we use in our school, we're starting from firstly, we're going to train them or preparing them for the become a professional, either from the some course that we already have on curriculum, or we have special section that we arrange for them, and for the time that they ready to go for the work, we could have some orientation at the last training, including the pre-test of their knowledge. Why we need to do pre-test at their knowledge. So we want to know what are the knowledge that they're going to gain after they go to do the co-op study for 4 months in the real professional enrollment. So we have pre-test and post-test in order to ensure the process that's going to be done and students gain the knowledge already. And during the time that they are at the company, firstly, they need to do some kind of plan. So they need to plan with the supervisor or with the company in order to know that the whole period of 4 months, what they're going to be trained, what experience they're going to get, and also what the company or the supervisor preparing for them in order to help them to gain that experience that they want. Okay, and while they are at the company, each week they need to write the weekly report in the online process to return back to the advisor and also for the supervisor at the company to read and know what students have problem or have learned or the experience that they're starting gain during the process that have done. So we can adjust the way that we doing or the process according to the time without need to wait until the end they're coming back. And after they finish the process of co-op study at the company, they're going to come back and we do the post-test, which is going to test similar to the pre-test that we're going to see whether they have some improvement in terms of professional knowledge or experience or not. And throughout the process, we have a series of evaluations also that's going to be done by either advisor or supervisor. And for the pre-test and post-test, it's like a self-evaluation also. All these going to be ensure that the process go along well and students gain the knowledge. And after that, we're going to ask students to share their knowledge, their experience that they have to the junior or the following group of students who are going to do co-op in the following year, including we can have the showcase exhibition that they can show the work that they have done during the time that they work at the company to see that they can apply the knowledge that they learn from the early years and to the real work. That are the whole process of our co-op study that will help the student and also help the school to help students in terms of have them ready to become the professional when they graduate. And this time is the time for the showcase that the student who just finished the co-op study in the end of September, they're going to come to share their experience and their work to all of us. In the past, before we have the pandemic situation, we have the physical exhibition. This time is the 5th year that we have the showcase already. We starting this particular showcase exhibition from 2016 until now. Last year, we don't have the either physical or online, but we still have work of students that need to be submitted to the school, and we're going to make it more public in the future. Okay. So this one, you can say this one is a 5th co-op showcase of SoA+D. Okay. And this one is a picture to show you the feeling of the exhibition that we have done in 2016, the first exhibition. In that event, we have the poster that students show their work, and also we have the talk session that the senior sharing their experience to the junior in that time also. This one is a sample of showcase through the past 6 years that we have a lot of work that have been done and show. And another important part of the experience sharing is the co-op experience talk, which is the time that the student can share their experience in terms of learning and knowledge that they gain, and including the environment and the process of the professional work that the following group of students they can getting the basic idea or initial idea before they're going to start their co-op study in the following year, something like that. And this year, we cannot do that physically. On the top part, you can see that this one is the physical thing and students going to present to the audience. But this year, we have done everything online. So we have the co-op experience talk online, and we have finished that since last week. And these are the sample picture of that one. And today is another new session that we just thinking that, okay, if we cannot have the exhibition for everyone to come to us to see the work or to listen to the experience, so we bring the live show to you to see our work and to see the discussion. And we have special seminar today that is the first time that we're doing that one, is the showcase dialogue talk that we're going to have the all the party that involved in the co-op study to come to share their knowledge and their opinion on the co-op study at our school. But before we going to go to those sections that most interesting in the letter, I'm going to give you some information on the this year's statistic, the short information that this year we have total 95 students going to attend the co-op study program in 2021. And this divide into that 3 programs this year: architecture, interior architecture, and communication design. Of course, that's the proportion of the students in our now they are in 5th year anyway. So we have the large amount of architecture students and almost half for interior and communication design. And this year we have 81 companies participate in our co-op study program, which 38 from architecture, 17 from interior architecture, and 26 from communication design. And you can notice that communication design, that they have few students, but they have a lot of companies participate in our co-op program. One reason of that one is because communication design, their practical work usually in a very short period, which means can complete maybe the experience in maybe 1 or 2 months only. And if they attend the whole 4 months as the period of co-op study, they may don't have anything to learn much. So in that case, we allow in specific case that some students may choose to work in 2 companies with 2 different experience. Because in communication side, they have variety of the work area also. They are come from maybe the copywriter, graphic designer, advertiser, creative, producer, video editor, web design, magazine design, many things more, online design, something like that. So many students want to practice in more than one area of working, so they can ensure that they're going to go to be the professional in that area properly. So that's a special case, but that's not only one reason. There is another reason that why the number is much different, because in some company they accept our student more than one person. Some company they have two, some company they have three to work with them. And in the past, as most we have four, because they are the big company and they can go to separate into different division, something like that. And this year, we have the 67 place from 81 place that accept only one student, and 14 place that accept more than uh, two students, something like that. Okay. And also another interest information that I want to display to you is the existing and the new company. We also have the company that used to provide the co-op study in the past many times to our students also join us this year. And also we also have the new company that's starting join our co-op study program this year also. And from this one, you can see that this year, maybe, I'm not sure, maybe because of the situation or not, that this year we have a lot of new coming to join us as a co-op study program and help us to preparing the student in professional, something like that. Okay. And that one is a number that I want to present to you for the information on this year co-op study. And I hope the program that we try to establish for today going to help you to understand more about co-op study at the School of Architecture and Design. And also for those who are in the school or want to come to the school, they're going to understand how we prepare you to become the professional when you graduate from our program. Okay. And I think that one going to be the last session for me. And I thank you again for those who join our live today. And thank you for those who come to participate today. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Ka Ajahn. That was very clear description. And now it's time to officially begin the co-op showcase talks. Let us extend a warm welcome to Ajahn Michael Paripon Tangtrongchit, Dean of the School of Architecture and Design. Ka. Ajahn
Hello.
Mike.
Hello. Good morning, professors, students, our guests, and all of you who are experiencing this session online. Yeah. I would like to congratulate to all the students that you are successfully finished the co-op training, which I think it's the part that is very important for the education in our professions. With all the challenges in the new normal situation, I think we have been through this very nicely. I think it's the opportunity for this year that maybe a lot of our practice would be through online working platform, which I think, with the technology, this can bring the world close together. And that's when we are discussing about international practice. So that I think that is one of the enabling technology that allows us to work across the borders, right? And I think this co-op training is a very important tool in preparation for all of us to face with the reality of the professions. I think it's very important because in the school, a lot of times it's not very easy to simulate the real work environment like in the practice. But of course, in the school, we are focusing on self-development, providing foundation knowledges, make us ready to take the task that we're going to face in our professional lives. But in the real world experience, as you already experience a bit of that through the co-op training, is that you are working for someone. The project in the school may seem to belong to ourselves as a designer, but when we step out to the real world as a part of a company, so it means that we will have the boss, we will have the team, and we are not only working with the team within that particular office environment. A lot of times we need to collaborate with people from other companies. And of course, the work we are working on would then be for clients that, hiring the office to do the work. So this kind of real world situation is very important for us to adjust our mindset, how to handle the work professionally. And I would like to thank Ajahn Jit, Ajahn Ti, Ajahn Put, Kun Pu, and all the team at Media Lab, Sprinkle Unit, administration office at SoA+D, that the team is helping organizing this very useful and meaningful event, because this is a very important part for knowledge management that is very good both for the members of the school at this batch, and also very essential for the junior to learn from your experiences in those offices. I hope this would be a memorable experience for all of us here. And last but not least, I also would like to thank all the students for the hard work and determination in self-development to face and be ready for the professional career in the future. And I wish you all the success in the remaining years in the school and your future career ahead. Thank you very much for your nice effort. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much for your excellent opening statement, Ka, Ajahn Mike. It's now time to reveal the 3 winners of the co-op experience talks. Let's take a look at it through the lens of this showreel, Ka. Okay, congratulations to all three of you. Let us now meet and greet our three winners who will give us their experience sharing presentations, which will last approximately 8 minutes each. We'll start with the winner from the architectural program first. Miss Yanisa เศรษฐวงศ์สวัสดีค่ะยานิสา
สวัสดีค่ะ Good morning ค่ะ
สวัสดี
อาจารย์ and the other audience นะคะ Okay, I will share my screen first. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm Yanisa Setwong from the Department of Architecture. Today, I'm going to present about the intern experience at DWP or Design Worldwide Partnership Company. Okay, about the company, Design Worldwide Partnership Company is just they have the many international branches such as in Hong Kong, Manila, Sydney, and in Bangkok. And in Bangkok, it's just like this company is located at the Harlington building in the Silom Road. It's near the Saladang BTS station, so it's quite easy to commute. And this one is a picture of the atmosphere in the office. The left side is just like the area that's near the entrance, and the big picture one is just like the common area. In the back is the studio for worker and supervisor. They just like sit together, and the left bottom picture is just like the lounge for the facility for the worker. And due to the COVID-19, we have to work from home and use the Google Meet to be the main platform that work and check in, check out time. Okay, from the first project, I have to respond the main of two project, and the first one is Bmwm Showroom. It's just like this project is the senior in the company. They already start and finish the schematic design, and I come to help them about the architectural drawing. It's just like this process is I have to clear the plan and clear the section, something like that, for bring it to the owner and the other engineer to check, something like that. And the next step is just like I have go to meeting with the owner and the all of the engineer, because we have to deal and consult about this project, and I have to help my senior to lecture in every detail that have to develop. And next step, so in I have to respond the construction drawing. It's just like when give the planning for the engineer, so the engineer just give a comment about the structure, and I have to solve it and develop the planning for them. And I think this process is used the most of project time, because it's just like the if the owner change the design, the structure will change too. So just like I have to clear it, and this one is have to clear before the get the permission before construction. And the last process from the first project is just like about the develop 3D and render. Is this part is not hard too much, but use most of time, because it's just like it's really detailed, and we have to clear it before to presenting the owner. And the second project is just like about the Phuket resort, and this one is used less time than the first project, because the first project is have the two people to do, is just me and senior and one senior, but this project is have the 4 people in team, and so it's quite fast. And the part that I have to respond is about the develop 3D render and just like calculate the area about the residential and facility. And about the render is just like I do the master plan and section to be the present. And I in a form the another work is just like all of work is I do only a little bit part is about, for example, the spa is just like I do only the Photoshop the plan and elevation for present. And about the mixed use building is I do only the toilet part, just like to clear the pan and 3D and clear the plan, follow the standard of the company, something like that. So all of my work, I just say I work from home, right? And I think work from home is not the main problem for me because the senior in the company, they have the good communication, good collaboration. So they just like they have a very supporting wife, and I feel free to ask them, and the workflow is really smoothly. So I think because of senior, it's make me just like develop myself a lot ค่ะ thank you ค่ะ
Okay, many thanks นะคะ Yanisa.
ค่ะ
Your
thank you
presentation
ค่ะ
Your presentation includes a number of interesting works as well as important information. Okay, now the second presentation will go to Miss Gittaporn Amon Vechrakul, the winner from the Interior Architecture program. Welcome and congratulations นะคะ Gittaporn.
ค่ะสวัสดีค่ะ and greeting everyone and I will share screen first okay ค่ะ greeting everyone I am Gittaporn Amonveshiakul, a fifth year interior architecture student. The company that I went for the co-op is Bangkok Decon or BKD, and I got a scholarship from the BKD and also get the opportunity to work with them in the futures, and not only for the interior program, but now they have a plan to give an opportunity for the other program like architecture and industrial design, because of BKD used to be only wooden factory in the past, but now they're running the business as the interior design, renovation contractor, and the furniture manufacturer. So they want to give the opportunity for the student in this way. And most of the project is a large scale projects for the construction, interior decoration or renovation, such as hospital, hotel, office and residentials. And BKD also have their own prefab factory to support the construction process. Moreover, now they start to have a small scale project like residential and restaurant projects. And company also divided into 7 parts, but I have done only 3 tasks, which is the marketing and design, BOQ, and the project management. So I think that I got a lot of the experience in both of design part and construction part. And these are the tasks and the name of the project that I have done, including of BOQ part, mood and concept, and the last one is the drawing. Next is the example of the project. The first project is the Chanel office at Bangkok, Thailand. This project I involved in the BOQ part to calculate and recheck the area of each material. So I got a lot of the knowledge about the material selection, how designer divide the space, and learn about how to do the BOQ and communicate with the QS team who are the person who like offer the price to the client and order all the material to the projects. And the next one is the Gpsc Office, which is the renovation projects. Actually, this project also quite similar to the first one, but there are some new construction part, which is the glass wall, new partition, or the wooden ceiling that very hard to calculate the area from using only 2 or 3 perspective picture that designer give us. So I think that I've learned a lot of the experience, like a little wrong calculation can cost to the a whole project. And the next project is convenience store. Like this project, designer didn't give us the perspective and the material list. So I went to the one-to-one side model with my supervisor and also consult and recheck the dimension and material with the client and staff. Then back to do the BOQ again. And this made me got a lot of the experience about working process of the project that have condition about the time operation and also see the advantage of the prefabrication process. Move to the next task. I have done a lot of the mood and tone or mood and concept projects, but most of them are the small scale projects. And this project I have involved with the concept in each room, mood and tone, and also material selection by using the keyword that my supervisor consult with the client. And I have learned that most of clients have their own reference in their mind, and we as the interior architect or designer, we need to translate that thing to like find some new core idea and to design new design that suit for the client. And the next one is the last task, that is the drawing. For this project is Chateau de Bangkok Hotel. It's a renovation project that I have involved with drawing all of the set of plan, elevation, and detail of guest room and the corridor of 4th, 7th, and the 11th floor. This also be my main project because of it is a large scale project. And thing that I have learned beside architectural drawing skill is time management and communication skill, because of I have to involve in other project that I have talked before along with these projects. And moreover, I have to communication with people at the site, like to ask some information and recheck some things. And for the last example is Kunsom House projects. Actually, it's similar for the Chateau de Bangkok, but it's more in detail about the prefabrication and furniture selections. Moreover, I have a lot of extra experience about the go to the site visit, field tip, and some knowledge about material selection and supplier company. And I think that our experience in 4 months in internship, I have improved a lot of professional skill, management skill, and communication skill. That very important in the futures. Thank you ค่ะ
Okay, thank you. That was an enjoyable and informative presentation ค่ะ
ค่ะ
Last but not least, there is a presentation from the Communication Design Program's winner. Please accept Miss Suparada ปานเคลือบทอง or เต๋าค่ะ สวัสดีค่ะ okay
Yeah,
ค่ะ
let me share my screen first. So my name is Tao, and I'm from Communication Design Program from the 4th year, and I have had an opportunity to work with Blind Manat Studio. So briefly talking about the company, it is the design studio based in Bangkok, and the studio provide two main service, which is to design website and also the branding design. And I have an opportunity to work in the branding and graphic section. So talking about the project that I have been featured with is the first one is the Benjamin and Friends, which is like a food bar emphasizing on grab and go snacks. And because we want to emphasize brand boldness, and because the target is like we want to emphasize the feeling of youth, so that's why we are using the very strong and bold red and blue as the main colors. And we also have Mr. Saratoy as the illustrator for the project. So you can see that we are using like a very bold technique. Okay. Seems like the
Tao, I'm not so
screen
sure
has.
that you have shared your screen already, ka? We haven't seen your
I think
screen.
I have it.
Maybe we could check again. It hasn't showed up here.
Okay. Please allow me to check what is going on for a little bit.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, right now we have kind of like technical problems here. So I would like to tell the audience from Facebook and YouTube Live, if you are viewing us right now, if you have any questions, you can, you can typing in the chat box to ask any questions that you would like to ask, and all to the students from co-op study, and also the junior students like the third and fourth year, you will be allowed to asking the questions. There's so many things very interesting around what we have discussed here, and I think it's very useful for you, and I think feel free to do that, Naka. So I'm not so sure about the presentation. Not so sure that is she already have get the technology issues done. How is it, Tao?
Yeah, it's okay now.
Okay, it's work now. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great,
Sorry.
great. It's okay. So go ahead, and probably you might need to start from the very beginning again,
Yes, I believe so. So let me introduce myself again. So my name is Tao from Communication Design Program. I'm in the fourth year, and I had an opportunity to work with Bmwm Studio. So roughly talking about the studio is a design studio based in Bangkok, and Planet Studio provide two main services, which is website design and also branding design. And I work with them as a branding designer and also doing some graphics for 4 months. So that's quite a long time, but I also gain a lot of experience from doing that. So talking about the project that I have been featured with, the first one is Benjamin and Friends, which is a food bar emphasizing on grab and go snacks. And because we want to emphasize the brand boldness and also to celebrate the youth, so that's why we are choosing to the very strong red and blue as the main colors. And we also have Mr. Saret Toy, which is he's a illustrator to feature with the project. So this is like the food container, and this one is like the brochure for the menu. And so you can see that the illustration is very bold and very youth, which is like exactly the way that we want it to be. And the next project is the food, like the food service in Australia, named by My Baya. So it's the Thai vegan cuisine, and the owner is aiming to open as a restaurant, but she wants to launch it as like the subscription food delivery. So at the process, we are also creating like coming up with the names and also like making mood and tones and also the logos for the brand. And yeah, we want to emphasize the feelings of vegan, and because the owners very want to to communicate that the brand, even though it is like a vegan, but it has also like a very strong taste, and you could also enjoy even though there is not really like a meat into the meals. And next project is Modernize, which is the interior studio. This studio is actually open like for like some decades ago, but because the owners want to kind of like rebrand, so that's why they asked the company to creating a new logo and also like coming up with new website design. But before they move to the website design process, we have to rebrand the brand first. So that's why we are starting with this, and I was chosen by the customer. So this is the logo that I have been designed for them, and in this page is the website. So you can see that we want to show the level of internationally, and also we want to make it look more modern. And this is like the animated logo version that have been created for them. The next project is Cara, which is the like kind of like a brand jewelry. So originally it is the coming from the brand boutique that opened a boutique shop in somewhere in Cherengkrung, but it is the business that run by their parents. So the younger generation, which is our customers, want to inherit the 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 business, but they want to do it in their way. So that's why they want us to create the brand that also having some sense of the craftiness, but also want to make it look more modern and look more adaptable to the younger generation. And lucky again, I was this is the logo that I've been designed for them, and you can see that I had designed the A and the R character to stick together. So that's why they look like a sprout to communicate that just like a symbol of the springtime for newer generation. And the last project that I worked with them, which unfortunately because it was already 4 months, so that's why I didn't work with them for the whole process for this brand, but is the cosmetic brand named Paleta, and the owner wants to giving us the promise to have the products that melt into skin, and also wants to really elevate the quality of Thai makeups. So that's why we are designing to make them very looking like very sleek, and we want them to look very colorful and adaptive into like broader gender to celebrate the newness of like the value of the newer generation. So talking about the experience and problem from the experience that I worked with them for 4 months. So I think the most valuable things that I have been worked with them is that I have found a very effective way of brand designing process, which I have to say that it has to be confidential, but it really gave me a very strong message and like very positive about my future, because it really shows that we can have like there is a way to deliver a good outcome, and also having a good time management. So that's why I can work like so many projects, and I also satisfied with the outcome, but it doesn't really consume my life. And I think that's like I am very hopeful for my future. And they also let me study their presentation when they are present to the customers. So that's why I got to learn their skills of storytelling. And because I working like with so many mock-ups and many like mood boards, so that's why I also got to learn where to find interesting resources such as like pictures, video, and the mock-ups. And I think that's very important to work in branding field. And to talking about the difficulties is that I have experienced mostly it is coming from myself, because I have a lot of self-doubt, and also sometimes I was lacking of confidence. And when that's occurring, I become like too anxious, and I didn't really enjoy like the working, but that really drove me off the path. But as the time goes by and I trying to reconstruct myself again, I think it's becoming better, and I learned to how to like cope with myself more. And I think that's very important, because um, in the future we also have to work with many stress and also many pressure. And I think it is very crucial to look back to ourselves and learn what's going on inside our mind, because as a designer I think it's very important to have a very good mental health, and so that's why we can enjoying the work, and the work will also show how much we enjoy the process. And the notes that I want to talk about the working experience is that at first I was trying to be self-reliant, because I was very pressured myself, and I was afraid to let them disappoint me. But at the end, when I was very stressed, and then at some point it was like I cannot hold this stress anymore. So I talked to the seniors about the problem, but in like in a very open mind way. So but because these seniors are very kind to me, and she really lift me up and really tell me that it's going to be like okay. So I feel like I feel being supported, and I became less stressful, and I find myself be able to enjoy the work again. And I think that's very good experience on that. And the most important thing is that the more I work, and it is the more I understood how common it was to get into like the stuck situation. And I learned that the only way to solve this problem is to gain more and more experience, and by doing like keep doing your work and keep developing yourself. And I think it is I am very excited to see like how much there are plenty of space for me to grow. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Kat, for your lovely and tempting presentation. I'm have a good time listening and watching your presentation because you provide some self-assessment and also the feedback and also the solution and your flexibility in the workplace also นะคะ Suparada. We have made it halfway through the seminar. So let's unwind a little with the students' work in the Co-op 2021 Showcase Showreel ค่ะ So let's take
Auntie, your microphone is mute.
I'm sorry, I have talked a lot with muting microphone นะคะ
You may
so
need
I've
to talk again.
start all over again. Yeah, this was very interesting video clip from Ajan Put นะคะ and it was interesting to see the work of students from all three programs and from various workplaces. Now, let us move on to the next highlight, which is experience share by academic and professionals. As the first speaker, supervisor from BKD, please join me in welcoming คุณวันวิสาสุวรรณ or คุณดิว a project assistant สวัสดีค่ะ คุณดิว is a project assistant from Bangkok Deccan ค่ะ
Good morning, everyone. Actually, I come from the same company that Kritikon or Nong Baiter went from the co-op period. Also, we both a scholarship student. I am the first generation of the scholarship. And as a protocol, when you get a scholarship, you have to work for the company. In my case, I got like 1 year for scholarship. I got at 5th year. So I have to work with the company for 1 year. But right now, I still work here after 1 year of the contract. And right now I in charge in the project manager assistant, which is I have to support the work for project manager in construction site. My scale of work or my duty is quite different from Baitoi had talked about because I in charge in the large scale project. It's good to share with the different perspective from the same company as well from Baitoi. Can I start about the things that I want to share? The advantage of working or not working to do the internship or co-op. For co-op, you have to work or intern for 4 months. For me, I think it is the advantage more than 2 months because you can deeply understand what you will do in the future. And please select the right job that you want to learn because if you choose the wrong choice, it's gonna be toxic because I had experienced that too. And for working for 4 months with the company is gonna be like the pathway of your career as well. Some company willing to accept you for the future for work with them for permanently. And the second one, the experience to be a supervisor for co-op student. In my part, I work in construction site, so I have to be on site. The project that I accept the student is Chateau de Bangkok hotel renovation. I would like to share my screen as well. Okay, sorry. Anybody can see my screen, right?
Not yet ค่ะ คุณดิว maybe a while
Is this
not yet
maybe my okay? Oh, I have to select it first. Okay, everyone see my screen now?
okay it's coming
Okay, I have to say work at construction site is not like comfortable or beautiful as the design part. The design part is the beautiful things that we learn for 5th year. But the work that I working right now is the process after the design. It is about the construction, so it have to be like dirty. This is the way that we work, we call it as construction site, the office, how it's look. And maybe we have to work at the night time, we have to present the mock-up room because I work at the hotel renovation, so we have to build the mock-up room to present to the client, to let her like make a decision and get a comment and redo it again and again. I would like to show it roughly. And you have to work in this kind of environment. You have to deal with the worker, and time management is the essential skill that you have to have in this kind of work. For the process of that I accept the co-op student. Actually, this project I also accept another student from another university as well. The work that I like share with them to help me is to survey the wall that have to be demolished. They have to deal with the worker or the foreman and have to help me to do like a moderate the site, moderate all the things that going on as well in construction site. Another topic that I would like to add on is about working as like a work from home, because right now on previous time we have to struggle with COVID pandemic. But in my case, in my site, my construction site not closed because like has different criteria from others. So even the pandemic spreading so hard, we have still work hard as well. But when university have to cooperate to let students work from home, so I have to let the student work in document part, like help me to do presentation, preparing the material quantity. And the fourth topic that I would like to share is about experience on the process of learning and assigning in co-op student. To have a student who want to learn about construction management and they would like to jump into the real construction site is quite good. The qualification that we seeking for is he or she have to willing to learn and willing to jump into the problem and solve the problem, because this is the essential skill to work in this kind of work field. And you have to be like not easy to scare of height, easy to scare of dirty or some kind like that, which is the student that we both got from our university or another university is quite tackle with my needs as well. And as BKD also open and still open for students who graduate from this year to work with us as well. This is all of my okay, all of my part that I would like to share. Thank you.
Kat, thank you very much, Kat and Diu. We appreciate you for offering our students the opportunity to work with and gain a better understanding of what it's like to work in a professional setting and the construction site also. And also the generous scholarship you also offer to the students, Ka. Let us hear from a cross-breed sectors between professionals and academic area. I'd like to welcome อาจารย์พุทธแสงกล้า Head of SoA+D Media Lab, which is a combination of lab-based learning and academic service. Welcome ค่ะอาจารย์พุทธ อาจารย์พุทธ is coming right here ค่ะ
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, very clear ค่ะ
Thank you very much ครับ I hope everyone doing all right นะครับ so myself นะครับ I'm one side I am อาจารย์instructor in SoA+D at Bangkok นะครับ but actually in our school we also have something called lab-based learning, which is our individual ajans, individual instructor who have their own specialties in their working abilities. They kind of have a good opportunity to create their own laboratories, which each of us has a chance to experiment with a lot of mediums like architecture labs, interior labs, or even like a 3D printing lab and something like that, right? So in our communication design department, we have something called media labs. So media labs is the lab-based learning which we would like to push our students to the real workings experience by providing them the live projects from the real clients or even from some internal tasks or brief from the school and the university as well. I kind of have a briefly talking about the labs and then I will go into the experience part. So our philosophy of the lab is to get our students to do a practice and then develop themselves in order to be ready for the workings experience in real life environment. So that means this is the combination between three elements, which is our instructors, the students themselves, the universities, and the industry. So at the end, we would like to push the boundaries of learning in the school into more advanced, more real life working with real life people. So that is the goal that we want to achieve. And then you can see that most of our staff, our coordinate is our very own communication design instructors, and then our friends in the field, which is sometimes is our alumni as well. And then the main part of the lab would be the students of not just communication design, but sometimes we bring other students from like architecture programs, interior program, design innovation, and possibly in the future, the landscape student as well. And then again, as I mentioned, not just to learn, but to provide the goals of our school, which is we want to push the research methodologies, we want to push the projects in more academically to the society. So it's not just about beauties when you working or creating works, but it's also about the values of the works itself, which our student will have a chance to practice it. So a very quick brief, what we done so far. We do many things like a prospectus, a printings, mediums for our campus, our school as well. This is a combination of our graphic designer based ajan and our graphic design based student when they are just only 3rd year and 4th year. We do a charities print as well. We also handle a lot of in-house activity like co-ops, experience talks, also co-op showcase that you are seeing right now every year. Okay, we also have an ability to create an event for internal students or also into others or outer event for public as well to generate a discussion for the mediums in communication design. We also helping our friends from other programs like architecture and also from interior and others department as well. We are dealing with the real-time people from the industry and also the commercial clients, like the one who want us to helping create the commercial video for them. We do some corporate identity, corporate video for enhance the experience for some corporate as well. This is a documentary for our alumni association. We do a public relations for a movement or an areas developments. This is the project that we done with one labs from one or two labs from architecture programs. And the project is called Bangmot Festival at Klong Bangmot in Bangmot side. We also do some documentary for international friends of us. This is from the event called Neighbors, with the combination of the university in Southeast Asia. And then we can do event. I will go super quickly. And this is the latest project that we very proud of. We try to push and encourage the people or young people in Thonburi side to have more creative approach to their life, their works, how they can create a media, even they are just a kids. Right? You can see that they are little kids, and then they can able to shooting their own films, shooting the documentary, and then try to tell story from the locals to the more general public throughout many of the mediums. Okay, so the reason why I have invited to talk to you guys is that not just learning from the class. Our lab-based learning is designed for our students to use the cooperative study period, and then we're working with us as well, because we have a lot of mediums and service to provide. Then in the past 2 years, that maybe, to be honest, the COVID situation hit our students very hard, and sometimes they are not very comfortable to get invited to working with the real life company. So the media labs and many labs play its part to help our students still have a working environment alongside with our Ajahn and the real time clients. So put it in short, our students can use the labs as the cooperative study places as well. The experience that I get so far from the student is that even though they are not get a chance to be familiar with the, let's say, the real locations of the work life, but in the same time, we can still learning in more academic way throughout all the brief that we get from the clients. We use a lot of we talk a lot via online. We develop the works. We work from home, and also this is the proof that our school, our even and our programs are ready for online workings or work from home kind of style. So when the time is right, that we can go back to working in real life, the kids or the students will likely to be ready and then getting started with their works in the future, sure. So I believe that more or less our labs, not just my lab, but many of the labs in the school will try to help our kids, our future designers that will graduate from our school to get more familiar with the work life. And in the same time, they can provide much more academic approach or maybe research approach to the client in the future as well. So if some of the students who are watching right now have a chance to thinking about joining the lab, our very own labs, across our schools. You can talk with your ajan, your instructor, and maybe the experience will be different from those who are working with real life company as well. นะครับ But again, I have to plug a little bit. If of those viewers who are interested to working with Media Labs, you can contact us anytime นะครับ in our school website, and also you can search for KMUTT Media Labs across the internet นะครับ So thank you. That is from very briefly for me นะครับ
Thank you so much, Kat and Put, for the helpful information regarding our multidisciplinary academic and professional merging. There are unique experiences that students would get by working in this type of professional context. I believe so. Naka. And now it's time for final speaker, Assistant Professor Chai Sanyariwat, Communication Design Advisor from SoA+D. Ajahn Chai will take the stage to discuss what happened and how to deal with from the academic standpoint. สวัสดีค่ะอาจารย์ชาย
สวัสดีครับ Can you hear my voice?
Yeah, clear. Very clear.
Thank you. ครับ thank you for inviting me this morning นะครับ I have a lot fun นะครับ watching like from the beginning and also like getting a good chance นะครับ to working with you guys นะครับ during like preparation team and stuff นะครับ this is quite a nice session today นะครับ to talk and share about like what happened during the cooperative learning period นะครับ or we call it cooperative study นะครับ in communication design program นะครับ especially I think my part นะครับ that I have been asking this morning นะครับ is to share in terms of the academic part นะครับ so I have a little something นะครับ to like share to you นะครับ please tell me if I could this is my entire okay so allow me to may I ask if you can see the screen my PowerPoint
โอเคครับ
ครับ so in communication design what we have in our program นะครับ since like the time I would like to thank you to Professor Nigel Power นะครับ our like ajahns นะครับ who already like gave us นะครับ I believe that it is many people นะครับ that help us to arranging and organize like the structure for the curriculum นะครับ that is very beautiful นะครับ on the time I have joined communication design program นะครับ almost of 20 years ago นะครับ this is quite a very nice curriculum I have found myself and in terms of academic education นะครับ this is what we like prepare for the student in our program นะครับ it is like called professional context classes นะครับ we have two classes นะครับ CMD 351 present study and the second one on the second semester is like CMD 352 นะครับ professional legal and ethical issues นะครับ so this is like being on third year นะครับ this is the class that prepare the student to let them be ready นะครับ for going out to doing the cooperative study during summer นะครับ of summer นะครับ before or fourth year okay นะครับ so we start like the first semester of third year นะครับ to ask the student to think about themselves นะครับ we use like professional design practice through design stories นะครับ what we call นะครับ we if it is like on site as normal we will like spend time นะครับ going and visiting like PP or seniors that they are doing like cooperative work นะครับ with the companies นะครับ so if we have a chance we normally like bring the student to visit their seniors นะครับ that they are doing co-op นะครับ in the company and let them bring us to see around how is it doing what kind of tasks and job and work are they doing นะครับ how fun is it นะครับ what is the obstacle and struggling point นะครับ if they have นะครับ so how can we resolve and prepare that นะครับ to handle with care นะครับ secondly we have like coming back to the class นะครับ self-directed and in-depth case study นะครับ to let them talk and think about like the life as a designer or graphic or artist นะครับ part freelance นะครับ in the like after like 2020 you can see that all of the industry has changed a lot นะครับ especially like when we have COVID situation pandemic happen นะครับ so this is what we have to face and deal with นะครับ lastly would be the event นะครับ that we would like the student to create and invite guests นะครับ that they found interesting in their field นะครับ or area of practice นะครับ to come and talk and join with us sometime นะครับ so that is kind of making connections as well. This is at Wolf นะครับ Wolf Bangkok นะครับ it is the design gallery นะครับ in very close to สีลม นะครับ it is the very nice area that one of our students have been doing the co-op period there นะครับ so she is inviting us นะครับ to join นะครับ one event นะครับ that is like showing the work of the artists นะครับ that you can see like many of the famous artists were invited here นะครับ so student can participate into the work and talking to the real artists they can see like how the cooperative period working of their senior are doing นะครับ so this is like what we try to arrange and organize for the students นะครับ this is like what I say in the beginning นะครับ talking about the 3 phases and 9 stages นะครับ to develop the program นะครับ these 2 classes precedent study and professional legal and ethical issues นะครับ we divided into 3 phases นะครับ this is like be given like from อาจารย์ Nigel นะครับ many years ago นะครับ since we start to like developing the class นะครับ and we follow the structure and like see นะครับ how does it make great นะครับ the great development for the student นะครับ in each of the details นะครับ in phase A phase B and phase C นะครับ you can see that we are working to the 3 phases นะครับ that is in terms of like the beginning phase นะครับ in phase A you can see that it is the reflection presentation and communication phase นะครับ student in these 2 classes that are preparing them นะครับ are doing their personal audit they are provided with activity นะครับ making their review นะครับ from the peers and also doing the presentation นะครับ on the 4th stage นะครับ what we have after they pass นะครับ this 4 stage นะครับ are jumping into phase B นะครับ the cooperative learning or cooperative study program นะครับ they will like in summer นะครับ after they apply to the company and get accepted นะครับ they are going to work with them นะครับ and they have to write the diary or journal นะครับ in IWS program นะครับ from developed by อาจารย์จิตติกรนะครับ that we make use of it นะครับ I will talk to this about this later นะครับ so they have the weekly journal monthly journal and the advisor site visit นะครับ so we cannot visit all of them นะครับ so it is randomly นะครับ that we are asking especially like in COVID time we have to make a call appointment and doing like online visiting instead นะครับ so that is what happened นะครับ and phase C is the reflection and evaluation part นะครับ which is like one of the program here today นะครับ co-op showcase like this นะครับ is the reflection and communication part นะครับ this is what the student reflect on what they have I would like to congratulate to all the students who get the award นะครับ the winning award today นะครับ this morning as well นะครับ this is the nice reflection นะครับ and what happened here นะครับ in our program นะครับ so you can see that this phase นะครับ the professional like reflection phase นะครับ happen in these two classes okay I think I should go a little quick นะครับ otherwise you will getting sleepy sorry นะครับ so we started with the student reflection นะครับ this is like phase A นะครับ in our two classes the professional context classes นะครับ and in summary นะครับ this is like the self survey self evaluation and at final self identification นะครับ students should know themselves นะครับ before going out to work with people นะครับ what do they like what do they dislike what can I offer to the company to the clients นะครับ that they are going to work with นะครับ so the question is coming up with who are you นะครับ self audit นะครับ self survey นะครับ so in order to successfully communicate with others นะครับ the student will be asking like who are you นะครับ you have to communicate with yourself นะครับ we are like talking about communication a lot นะครับ so in terms of theory they have to ask themselves they communicate to themselves too before communicating to others นะครับ secondly like in the second semester นะครับ this is the course description of professional legal and ethical issue นะครับ precedent study นะครับ in the beginning is the first class talking about like role models and stuff now you can see that in this second semester professional legal and ethical issue is talking about professionalism นะครับ legal and ethical issues นะครับ that is relevant to their professional practice area นะครับ we would like our student นะครับ to concern about all of the moral and ethical issue นะครับ humanity and also like design graphic especially นะครับ but it means that to be the very good student of SoA+D นะครับ you have to be both of we call it like hard skill and soft skill นะครับ it is not only like how do you learn you know you are a good designer but you cannot speak to people นะครับ that is not what we are aiming for นะครับ so like what I have said นะครับ it is like how do we aim the student to get นะครับ you can having the value moral and ethics นะครับ in yourself นะครับ you can work in team นะครับ you can doing a good presentation นะครับ in verbal in written นะครับ in visual นะครับ that is all we are doing in communication นะครับ time นะครับ time management นะครับ working in team and independently นะครับ is what we are preparing นะครับ so yet as you know you have to pass this 4 stage first นะครับ before going to phase B which is the cooperative learning program นะครับ so this is like the second semester นะครับ we have I will go a little quick นะครับ showing like some of the medium tools and technology that we have like talking about professionalism design ideas นะครับ in lecture นะครับ on site and like online นะครับ with MS team นะครับ we also like having other like online speakers นะครับ to make the student talking to the real person นะครับ like our friends that is talking about information system นะครับ intellectual property legal laws and also like brand experience and stuff นะครับ this is the kind of homework นะครับ that we want the student to investigate on the case studies นะครับ like what is like a moral what is ethical issue in your life นะครับ very update นะครับ so it is not like talking about philosophy but it is something that is very close to ourselves today นะครับ also like the competition project นะครับ we try to gear the student not only studying in the class but also you have to like make yourself very active นะครับ joining competition helping other people as well okay. So this is some of the assignment and the classes นะครับ that we want the student to start searching about the company as well นะครับ after the program of cooperative kick-off cooperative showcase นะครับ the student on the third year นะครับ will also like learning from their seniors นะครับ that is coming to give a talk นะครับ about the company about the job and task position นะครับ what can you do นะครับ what should you do นะครับ so this is what we would like the student to start thinking นะครับ when they are doing their like preparation of the like how to go out how to work with people who can they work with นะครับ so in terms of education นะครับ this is how we look and prepare the student นะครับ through the classes I hope that our student นะครับ every student not only our student นะครับ would be the student that being the student who is very successful and also it means that they need to have both of hard skill and soft skill นะครับ in Thai we call it ความรู้ทางโลกและความรู้ทางธรรมนะครับ it is mean that you also have the knowledge skills but also your attitude นะครับ your thinking your soft skill นะครับ are also strong as well นะครับ so like what you can hear from เต๋านะครับ one of our student นะครับ she also like maintain นะครับ graphic design is quite hard and tough crucial sometimes but she also like find the way นะครับ to learn about how to maintain mental health as well นะครับ you have to be happy นะครับ not only success but also you are very happy in your life too นะครับ and share that to other people นะครับ that is what we believe here นะครับ so this is shortly นะครับ what we have here นะครับ thank you for your time นะครับ so allow me to bring back to อาจารย์ตินะครับ
ค่ะ thank you very much ค่ะอาจารย์
ครับ
ชัย
ผม
It is certainly delicate, interesting, and useful
you.
information for all of us to understand how academics and advisors prepare and monitor students both emotionally and professionally for the real working world.ค่ะ. That's very useful. Now, knowledge and experiences with us during the co-op showcase talks นะคะ Before we move on to dialogue, let's take a couple of minutes to have a short break. You can bring your own coffee and view our showreel on students' talks. Let's have a look ค่ะ
So the first part that I have to do is architectural drawing. It's just like I have to clear the planning, clear the section or the height, everything.
Photo editing, so I got the rendering from the senior and I try to mapping the prop or everything, and after that I got to the drawing design for the tender, and after that to use for the construction drawing.
I have been prepare styling to match with the location and the concept, and coordinate between the influencer and the manager to the shooting team.
I feel like it is kind of fun and exciting to work with this studio architect, and it gives me a lot of experience.
Thing that I have learned from this co-op program, which is the professional skill, management skill, and communication skill.
What I learned from doing co-op in this company is I learned to work as a team, to associate with people, learn how to sell or pitching the project with this kind of people, and be more professional, have responsibility.
So my work at this place will maybe involve with the 3D drawing and research.
Frank gave me a lot of good, great opportunity of work to dealing. So it means it come up with a lot of tasks to submit on time. I would say that time management was an important point that when we have a situation of real working experience.
But I have learned so many things of construction part in this office.
I think it is very exciting for me to see there is so much, plenty of space for me to grow, and that I'm still learning about it. It was a very good experience. Thank you.
Okay, we will now have a discussion about what happened during the collaboration process, the culture at work, how academics and professionals work together to prepare students for the real world, and the challenges. I'd like to invite คุณวันวิสา อาจารย์พุทธ อาจารย์ชาย and Miss Suparada to join us again on the screen for the dialogue session ค่ะ Welcome back นะคะ We have between 30 welcome back. Okay, we have between 30 and 40 minutes to chat. The audience from Facebook or YouTube can also participate in the dialogue by asking questions or expressing your own views via live chat. And at the end of the conversation, all questions will be answered. Let's first discuss this question. What do you think of the SoA+D 4-month co-op study time as compared to the usual 2-month internship? Is there any a pro and a con? Maybe คุณวันวิสา คุณดิว could you share your ideas with us first ค่ะ
If you interest in you really interest what to learn, what you and want to see the real things that you have to face for a year or many years in real life, you have, I think 4 months is a good duration of internship or co-op things, because 2 months is so short for me. In company side, we have a short time to learn the students as well, and 4 months is better for me.
Yeah, for both sides, 4 months, each of them can learn each other's, right? And probably can finish the project in that period of time also, right? ค่ะ Thank you ค่ะ What about อาจารย์พุทธ ค่ะ What do you think about this?
ครับI think for me it's again, it depends on the student themselves that would love to do 4 or 2 months route. But the one thing that we found that the 4 month times of cooperative study is better is that because some space you still need a time to adapt yourself to the workspace itself, right? Most of the time, our students need something like 3 weeks or probably a month to get familiar with the workspace itself and then the working style of that company. So if they have only 2 months, then basically another month they are finishing, right? So if the student get a chance on the 4 month terms of corporate study, they will learn more about that companies. They will learn more about how to interact, how to adapt themselves, or maybe how to communicate and fit themselves to the industry more than just a limit of time of 2 months, right? And then probably I think the best things for 4 months time is that they develop the relationship between themselves to their supervisor, the company itself, which reflect on many of the students from our department, our program, many programs have more chance to working with that company after they graduated, or maybe they even have some project behind the scene, even they are doing the thesis time in the next semester. So I think that the 4 month time is quite benefit for many of us too.
Okay, thank you. Because we have to let students spend some time for adjusting themselves also, right? Because they probably cannot go and work right away. Yeah, that's interesting points, Ka. What about how about you, Ka and Chai? What do you think about this?
ครับ really agree with all นะครับ that I think cooperative study might like allow the students to work in the longer period นะครับ which is quite good in terms of if we compare about internship which is quite short นะครับ it is only 2 months นะครับ co-op is 4 months and the project นะครับ many of the project is took quite long นะครับ in like since the beginning of the project so student could gain more นะครับ in terms of co-op นะครับ they can do like from the beginning until the end or if they find some short project they also can find a lot นะครับ many of the project is very reflecting in a good way นะครับ back when they come to do their final project here in school ครับผม ครับ thank you ครับ
Thank you, Ajahn Chai. You can see there's a lot of good things in there, right? Tao, what will you say from student standpoint? Do you agree or disagree or any pro and con you'd like to share?
Yeah. So from my point of view, which I work in the branding design studio, I think the 4 month period is very like a major like crucial point because we can see like the whole process of like doing for a brand because I think if we work only like 2 months we are not going to see like the full and whole process of it and that's going to affect our learning because we cannot see like okay from this process like for example like doing this and then until the end what is going to happening next but because we are working 4 months we can be able to see like the whole things going on and we can really got to learn like what is going to happen next and we can see like the whole picture of what we are doing and that's really make us feel like we own the project and I think that's very important for the internship students and to really understand what are they doing so I think it's very important.
Yeah, I really like the way you say that you own the project. You are the one who own the project because that would make the work coming up very good. It's going to be a good work when you spend your heart in there, right? Not just only your time and your okay. And I will have another questions for you, นะคะ Tao. how did you go about looking for a company to work for? Are there any obstacles?
You mean like when I'm picking like choosing the company to work with?
Right, ค่ะ
So I have to say that I really want to work in this company like since 2 years ago, because I have seen the company profile on social media, and I think I can see like the people there are very talented, and I think I want to develop my skill in that way. So I think the challenging part is, I think it's mostly come from myself, because sometimes I really anxious about whether they are going to accept me or not. But I think if I just only like, if I got scared and I didn't tell myself not to do anything, then I would like haven't been there, and I would like didn't gain this experience. So I think like it's, I think the challenge part is like to be there to challenge yourself, and don't be afraid to fail, I think. Because at first I thought I might not send my portfolio to them because I was really like pressure.
Okay, so it means take a chance. Don't just keep
Yes,
trying, right?
Yes, and like be open, like trying to in social media platform is very like I think it's very effective way to find new companies that it's going to, that's like suit us. So I think like it's important to like be open and see a lot of things in many ways.
Yeah, that's was very positive way of thinking นะคะ Very good ค่ะ And I would like to ask from a supervisor's view, when it comes to internship season, there must be a bundle of students applying for the job. Kundiu, do you have any challenges in accepting on interns, or do you have any specific screening criteria?
It's depend on that period, how much we have the project on our hand. Like I must say, because our company is a construction company, right? Many part of many student is come from like college, like Ashiwa Siksa, or the school that they major that about construction management. I had see less about the design field, like our school. So in terms of the design students, like our student who would like to learn more about the real design has construct, I think it's might good for students who would like to learn about that. And you have to more clear what you want to do, because even construction site, we have many department in our company. Some of you might want to learn about how to do the quantity of material, how to calculate the cost. Maybe your parents had this kind of company or business. You can learn from this as well. And or you want to learn at how the real thing has construct, you have to be specific for the company, like, okay, I want to be or work at the real construction site, or I want to work as like a quantity surveyor or project quantity surveyor things, or buyer things. If you would like to know the resources of the material or the things how can buy, you have to go to the purchase department.
Okay, it means that you have to do the interview with them and tell them clearly what you expect from them, right? And then they will know that will they suit with this company or not, and will that student will suit your company or not also. ค่ะโอเคค่ะ thank you very much ค่ะ how about you ค่ะอาจารย์พุทธ
ครับ it will be different a little bit because right now as a lab based or our labs นะครับ we to be honest we are no problems excepted our student to working with us for sure but if I have to have a criteria then I would say that the same thing withคุณดิวนะครับ that we would like to see whether the student or those who are working with us will suit the works that we have or maybe characteristic of the let's say our labs or our company นะครับ speaking from the experience I also before turning into instructor I also have the companies that I working with my friend as well นะครับ so thinking about that actually the first thing that we would like to see is about their passion that if they showing that they even is a little thing that if they tell us that they have a dream that they want to become directors or music video directors in the future and then they would like to working with us because we can provide them some good knowledge or even a chance to go out and then shooting video and stuff like that they would like to have fun doing that then a part of that if they are good portfolio is well prepared they are talking when they are chit chat with us if they are familiar or they have a confidence to let us know about their self or their views or their dreams I think that is more than enough for the company to accept it because I believe that all the companies including us are willing to helping the students because we are once a student before and we know that when we are young what we are looking for when we want to working with the real companies so if a suggestion would be for the student to prepare themselves and be honest with themselves that I really want to working with this company and I would fight myself to working with these companies at the end no matter what the result.
Okay, that is another aspect of the perspective towards this, because I can see that since we are kind of like blending together between academics and professionals, right? So the way the criteria to accept the students will be their passion, right? As what you mentioned, their passion, and the rest you plan to train them later, but passion come first, know themselves first, and then we are all ready to train them to be a better person in
be honest with the company.
Yeah, that's another aspect of the perspective towards this. Thank you ค่ะอาจารย์พุทธ I strongly feel that the applying for the company issues do not just affect students and supervisors solely because the search for firm that meet student needs must be very tough as well. Therefore, I'd like to hear Ajahn Chai's thoughts on supporting students in selecting a company. Can you tell us more about this procedure, คะอาจารย์ชาย
ครับ yes thank you I believe like from Tao's mentioned that like selecting a very nice company or the company that suit the students need or fit to their really needs นะครับ is very important to their life นะครับ it will be carry like among like all along of the lifetime experience นะครับ like เต๋าเอง she got like 2 years ใช่ไหมเต๋า from 2 years ago like 2-3 years นะครับ finding and like researching on like how to apply to the company I think to be fair the company itself like they have the right นะครับ to select our student as well นะครับ so I am very proud that like our student นะครับ not only เต๋านะครับ all of the students are well prepared geared towards like all of the curriculum vitae or the CV, the portfolio and stuff นะครับ that is qualified นะครับ in qualification enough to be accept to the company นะครับ so we are not only like asking for but we also like prepare to give นะครับ what we can to the we want to offer to the company นะครับ what we can do นะครับ so we hopefully like even some of the knowledge or technical terms or stuff we do not know yet we can learn นะครับ we are eager to learn นะครับ we have the student that is like a learning organization นะครับ they are ready to learn as well นะครับ not only like working ครับ that's my opinion
That's
thank you
great.
ครับ
That's great, Jantai. So it means that we won't let our students do that procedure by themselves alone, but the advisors will work side by side, help them to prepare all the stuff and check the firms or the company that would it fit with their expectation or not. Also, that's great, Jantai. Okay, now we are in the new normal era. So it can help that I have to ask these questions because of the pandemic. The last few years have been particularly unique for us in many ways. Tao, could you please give your thoughts on working from home during the COVID-19 pandemic for the co-op study, Ka?
I think it's affect me a lot because I think it's a lot harder in terms of like preparing mind because we didn't really got to see our seniors and the coworkers like in real person, and I think it would be better if we can like really discussion in like in the real working place. But still, I think there's also like some good points from doing work from home because we can really like manage our time, and also like we don't have to get into like the traffic in the morning. So that's I think that's the good point that I found myself like, okay, so this is like benefit point for me. But yeah, I still wish to work with them in the real workplace and like experience with them in real person. That would be my like preference.
Okay, so it's good that you can stay home or work anywhere, right? That's one thing that is good, right? But you have to set your own discipline, work discipline, right? When will you get up? Something like that, right? But the bad thing is that is a little pity that you cannot see the workplace, the atmosphere, right? And have a chit chat with your supervisor or seniors there in the workplace. I see ค่ะ คุณดิวค่ะ could you please share your opinion on work from home issues?
For my side, I only see the disadvantage because construction site it's hardly to work at home. But if you work in the different department like quantity surveyor or buyer department, you can do it. But if you work in my department like construction, because if the student want to learn about the construction site, work from home is not answer their require. But this situation is occur. I have to deal with it, so I have to think about how I can assign the work for our student or what student can still learn when they still work from home as a construction site. Like I give them to do like a report, so they also still can see the whole picture, how the project is going on now, what the problem now, and hopefully luckily if the situation was better, they can back and once they're back, they can still keep on track on what happened, like that.
Okay, so at least they can have a look at the document, right, for the whole process of construction
Yes.
process from the document, and can they have like video from the site to show them how to kind of like deal with that real on-site construction?
The things that I gave to them is like the picture,
I
and
see.
yeah, they have to they have to use their skill, that presentation skill. I must say the SoA+D student has the strength point from different universities about the presentation. So this is the advantage of our student that can do the very good presentation and really understand and will communicate presentation, even they don't work at the real site, like construction site, which I rarely see from other students from other university. But I must say our student has like witness point as well about the detail links and the constructions method. But this is an pro and con.
Yes, I see. I hope they can learn from you and your
Yes.
and your company about this real life construction, right? Okay, thank you very much ค่ะอาจารย์พุทธล่ะคะ what about you
ครับ if I have a superpower like those in the Marvels movie, I'm gonna snap my fingers and then let everything go back to normal. I mean, like, of course, the more that I like to working in front of my computers and in my own space, but this pandemic time is making me realize that, okay, maybe I have to go out and have some. I miss some normal life. I mean, like we kind of stuck here for a years or two now, right? Of course, there's always a bad things and a good thing. The bad things would be like the communications that we should have as a physically or something like that, right? And then, okay, the good thing is that we start to adapt working alternatively with many platforms, no? Like online. We Ajahn Chai get comfortable working with all these machines and these platforms a lot. If pandemic, we have a chance is that. But again, the thing that I learned a little bit is that the real disadvantage of this pandemic is that if the people on the organization is not very into it, but if they are not like, okay, I will get home to myself and talk and then speak and then working online fully your capabilities, then it's going to be a little bit hard, right? But from time to time we start to develop a little bit that, okay, we have to put our hearts on this talking sessions a bit more. We have to adapt our life in our homes a little bit, and again we have to adapt how we manage ourselves in this square, our dress and stuff like that. But everything, I believe that everything will be better and better. So it depends. I think if you are willing to make it work, I believe that it could work. Now we can have a chance to speak, both physically and digitally.
Yeah, so it's like we have more mission to do, not just only supervise the student, but we have to up our skill on digital skills also. So it's quite hard, but we're gonna be a better person, right? And can spend our time in modern world. I believe there must be some information from advisor's point of view as well, นะคะ Could you please elaborate on your point of view ค่ะอาจารย์ชาย
ครับ yes, thank you. I am looking in the point of view like academic education since we are teacher here, and like the thing is like the pandemic has come. All of the people in the world like face the same trouble. I believe that many of the industries are affected to this situation นะครับ the career path job and position นะครับ that has like come and go and stuff นะครับ so this is like what we have learned นะครับ like if we looking into the terms of learning session นะครับ I would like to support นะครับอาจารย์พุทธนะครับ and all of our like crew here นะครับ today that because of the pandemic นะครับ in this time that happened นะครับ we have to adapt ourselves a lot นะครับ luckily นะครับ our school นะครับ I have to thank you นะครับ this program นะครับอาจารย์จิตติกร especially who created the cooperative IWS program นะครับ which is connecting all of the three parties นะครับ the student the staff and the all of the companies นะครับ together นะครับ we always like connecting to each other by using the program นะครับ student can connecting to อาจารย์นะครับ by line by all of the official program นะครับ by using the diary นะครับ that they submit every week นะครับ talking about like what they have been learning and also like all of the supervisors นะครับ like พี่ดิว can also like giving the reflect back นะครับ to the school as well also อาจารย์ can also like communicate to all of the student and all of the supervisor นะครับ so this is quite a nice program here นะครับ in our school here นะครับ I would like to say thank you นะครับ for this program as well นะครับ so hopefully we can pass it together นะครับ we should leave นะครับ like what อาจารย์พุทธ have the magic power นะครับ please click your button or thank you ครับผมครับผม
thank you ค่ะ
Thank
อาจารย์
you
ชัยค่ะ actually we can have our magic power by learning more about all those equipments, right? So that's our magic power. Okay. Let's come to the experience. I might need to ask Tao first. Could you tell us about your experience with the learning process and existing in co-op study, such as the need for assistance or consulting when working at a company?
Excuse me, could you please
repeat the question again?
Internet.
Okay.
Yeah, because connection was
I
good.
see. Asking about the experience, could you tell us about your experience with the learning process and assisting in co-op studies, such as the need for assistance or consulting when working at a company?
I think the important thing in co-op studies is that we have to reflect our experience every week along the whole 4-month process, and I think that's kind of like sometimes like I feel tired, but at the end of the day, when I really it's allowed me to kind of like grounding myself and then to really reflect what is going on the whole week and what is the problem and how did I solve it and how do I feel about it. I think it's kind of like give us a picture of ourselves in each by week, and that's why we didn't leave out any like opportunity to learn the experience from it, because sometimes if we just forget about like not taking notes about our experience at all, I think we tend to forget, and sometimes like those little learned things that we gain from it kind of like slip away. So I think when we having like a very solid way of making into words and saying it to ourselves it makes me like kind of like really be able to grab those learning things, and I think that's actually good.
I see. So actually, the system have already helped you to like be your assistants, right? So you can start thinking about things week by week. So you can kind of like stay on your own more with this kind of system. Okay, sound good, Ka. Very good, Ka. Can you explain us more, Ka, Kun Diu and Ajahn Put, how you manage or assign work or support them or care for an intern in this kind of tough situation? Ka.
So about the work that I assign the student, I have to ask the real require that they want to learn. Like some student might want to take care about the design part or the material part, or if in the talking about the real construction, I have to ask the team, okay, which floor do you want to taking care of, or which part of the building that you would like to taking care of. And another help or assist that I provide to student is it's like, okay, the construction have to move around, right? We cannot start in the one place. Another thing is that quite the trigger point is about the transportation fee. Okay, if students live far from the construction site or the workplace, the company willing to help them to deal about the transportation fee, or if they don't want to stay at home or want to find accommodation that quite close to the workplace, we still provide that for them as well. And another thing that I would like to add on is about as a supervisor point, the mostly of intern student they afraid of saying no. Like, okay, if one of supervisor assign them work, every or mostly student want to work on it to complete the task, but some task that didn't match with their capability, or they want to do it or not. As a supervisor, I have to observe them and ask them, are you okay, or are you want to change, and not afraid to say no or ask for another task that you want to work. Yes, this is what I want to add on.
Oh, okay. Wow, that is a very crucial suggestion. Right, the student, you should keep that in mind. So
Yes.
you know how to spell, right? No. you can,
Yes.
you can, if you have reason, it's reasonable enough. And I can see that your company have helped the students a lot in terms of their life, right?
Yes.
Help in many ways. So I would like to thank you on behalf of our students,นะคะ, in this case,ค่ะ.
Welcome, welcome more. We will be
ค่ะ
students to work
We'll-
with us more.
Okay, thank you ค่ะ ค่ะ อาจารย์ชายค่ะ we still have some more questions นะคะ How about you ค่ะ As usual, there are certainly some problems to be solved. How do you manage or consult students when they work at the company ค่ะ The problems, deal with their problems, something like that.
ครับ yeah I think this question is nice นะครับ it is quite classic case like it happens
Right.
like in every year นะครับ in different situations different case, and we have to adapt through like the system like what you mentioned นะครับ the IWS system that we connect with the student, and also like connecting through like they can call directly as well นะครับ if we have the ajahn that is supporting all of the student in case of trouble and some of the difficulties that happen. I think we divide it into like case by case นะครับ we are not like looking to the whole. Normally, it is quite luckily it is not much happen, but in terms of the case that student come to ask for help or consulting, sometimes we have to call back to the company นะครับ to the supervisor after like talking with the student นะครับ we will like asking for the opinion from the supervisor as well นะครับ how can we resolve this นะครับ what is the point นะครับ do we have to support in like any ways or something that can help us นะครับ so we are hoping นะครับ that we can resolve like most นะครับ most 99.9% นะครับ of the cases that happen นะครับ so that's I don't know if this is answer like your question or not ครับผม
Yes, that's answer, and that show that we have a lot, especially the advisors have to do a lot of work and have to care a lot with the students also.
ครับ
have
indeed
a lot of empathy, right, to help them
yes,
go through
yes.
all the works and also their mentality also.
ครับ ครับ not only like the work part but also like the the mental part as well, like to keep up นะครับ keep your chin up, being strong. It is not in the box anymore. Now you are like out of the box and you are going to the real world, real situation. So it must be tough นะครับ we understand that นะครับ but we are encouraging, not enforcing you to do นะครับ everything is lesson learned ครับ learn in a good way, in a good way ครับผม
So we do the same thing as we do at school, try to
ครับ
encourage, enhance them
ครับ
to go through all the problems. I think Ajahn Put, since I think you wear two hats right now, right, as advisors and supervisors, so you probably have something more to add on, maybe not a lot, but I think you have something to add on.
I thought I just sneaking away out, but because I'm quite enjoy with Danchai dogs behind the scene still.
Yeah, right. I saw that too. It looks like
But
stray
anyway,
dog.
Lovely dog. Yes, super quick up. I didn't have anything, but I think one thing that I really like whenคุณดีว่าน้องดีแล้วกันนะครับ mentions about when the companies assign you to do something and then you know that you can do or you can't, then I think the good things to do is to communicate, talk to your supervisor or talk to your boss or your possibly your colleagues, right? And then one thing that we have to admit that our students facing a lot is when they don't have things to do. I think communication design students, when they have to come across when there is a low seasons for the industry, no jobs, or maybe the job is still the brief is still on the process, right? So every year we kind of like to instruct them or tell them that even though you don't have a job, then you can talk with your supervisor, right? You can learn from them. You can speak about life. You can get inspired by the people in the industry if they have times and if they are willing to talk with you, ใช่ไหมครับ? Because when I'm starting my own company, actually the thing that pushed me to do that is when I'm talking with my previous supervisor, we kind of talking about the toughness or the enjoyment of having your own companies, and then that is inspire me more or less to we would like to have our own company to doing something on our way. So it doesn't mean that when you go co-op, when you go intern, you need to do the works only, you need to talk about works only, but I believe that you can learn the experience of being a people in the industry by talking with your supervisor and everyone in that company. So I think that is something that you guys have to take the opportunity by yourself, learning from your first your self initiative to the company itself ครับ
That's very sharp thought and sharp suggestion, and that will be good for other programs also, or students from other programs also, because I believe that either ComDes, interior architecture and architecture, we are all have low season in terms of work also. So that would be right. So that would be a very good suggestion, that they learn something else from the office. There's so many things to learn from the office and the company. Okay, we come to, I think, no more questions from me now. Let's see, do we have any further questions from Facebook or YouTube live chat? Or maybe if we can answer it later, because it's about time already right now. So if there are no more questions from us, our showcase talks have come to an end. We would want to thank our guests, all the speakers, and the audience for staying with us to the very end. We're having such a great time talking today. I hope we can work together again in the future. Thank you so much. Best wishes and สวัสดีค่ะ
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 thank you ครับ
ค่ะ
โอเคครับขอบคุณครับเราปิดไลฟ์ไปเรียบร้อย